Well, hello there, friend. Welcome to the fire. You know, we all had to start somewhere, and most likely we made a few mistakes along the way. But as long as we own up and learn from them, that's the important thing. New player has no idea how RPGs work. Let emotions get in the way of game. r/RPG horror stories, posted by no one from Ithaca. This is a story from nearly 4 years ago, when I first started playing D&D. Yes, the new player is me. This is my horror story. I like to think I've grown since then, but I still cringe at myself when I remember it. Back in 2017, I had recently joined a Discord server and made a few friends. One person, I will call them Forever DM, had an online 4th edition campaign they recently started with a bunch of newbies, and I asked if I could join. I had heard about this D&D many times, but never tried or even seen it before. I was ecstatic when they said yes. This was my chance to see what it was like. Right off the bat, I got interested in the system and rules and decided I want to be a warlord. Of course, I wanted to be as strong as possible, so I started looking up online to see guides on being the best warlord I can be. I'm pretty sure you can see where that's going, but let's put a pin on that, because there was another major problem. See, over the course of the first month or so, I grew pretty close to Forever DM and another player, Ranger. Ranger, in particular, I had started to have feelings for, and like the typical hormonal teenager, I was 19 at the time, though that's not an excuse, of course, that ended up reflecting in-game. Just like myself, my character started to have feelings for Ranger's character. I didn't go too far with that, thankfully, but it definitely affected RP in a bad way. Speaking of, as I had never roleplayed before, I was completely clueless about the RP aspect of D&D, which led to some questionable decisions. Yes, I metagamed. I didn't understand the social contract at all. I actually looked up monster blocks because I thought it was normal, until the DM realized it and told me to stop. The metagaming spread over into RP actions as well. The Ranger and I ended up arguing over something I said, something really insensitive and offensive to them. For this reason, my character avoided Rangers even though in character he had no reason to. I ended up offending Ranger again when I told them this after we made up. They take RP pretty seriously. Okay, back to the part about me wanting to be the best. It wasn't just about me being the best, it was about making the party the best. I had the mindset that we could probably all die if we weren't the absolute best and most optimized that we could possibly be. I ended up triggering the anxiety of another player, Wizard, who started having a panic attack over making the wrong choice. Needless to say, everyone was pretty pissed at me. As another small note that I feel should have been a deal breaker, I also often talked with Forever DM about some lore, and then spoiled it for everyone. If not for the fact that I was so close to them and they were forgiving, I probably would have been booted. Eventually, however, I learned how D&D worked. Another player, Cleric, was talking to me about how they were making a character, and they talked about it all based on the character's personality and fight style. I slowly began to realize that this wasn't like a video game, where you optimize and be the most amazing hero who ever lived. It was about playing a character, an actual character, with motivations and their own feelings and strength and flaws. I still play with these people in the same campaign. Yeah, still ongoing for 4 years. And last year, I even started running a Dark Sun campaign for them. And we're all having a blast. I've learned so much since then, and I feel like I could call myself a good player now. I feel so lucky that these people were so patient. I didn't deserve it at all, but they still gave me all the chances in the world. I'm thankful to have them as my friends. But still, I remember those times vividly, and there are days when I'm anxious that I'll regress and become that guy again. I really hope not. You know what? After reading all these D&D horror stories, it's refreshing to see a player that owns up like this. Also, keep in mind that OP was new to the hobby and everyone makes mistakes in the beginning. I mean, think about it. We were all a bit cringy back in the day. But as long as you can learn from your past mistakes, you should be able to move forward, especially when you also genuinely try to make things right with those you wronged, like the ranger and the wizard. Now how did that old saying go? If we do not learn from our mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. Or something along the lines of that. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.